everyone, my name is Jill, and today I want to talk about something called blessing bags. This is something that was presented to me by a friend of mine. I didn't come up with this idea. I certainly cannot take credit for this idea, but it's amazing and it has inspired me, and so I'm going to share it with you guys because I really hope that it will inspire a lot of you to do the same. So just a little bit of background. I live in a small town, but even so, we still have a homeless population. And I feel a very deep connection to homeless people. I feel like, any of us that live paycheck to paycheck are just like one disaster away from being homeless. And there was one afternoon a few years ago. It was the middle of winter. It was freezing and windy as hell. And there was a homeless man standing on a corner with his sign asking for help for his family. And one of the things that really struck out to me about this gentleman was that he was kind of holding his sign down, to the side, and he wasn't looking up. He seemed very embarrassed to be there and to be in that situation, and it really just struck a chord with me. So I went home and I made my own sign, my own cardboard sign, and then I went back to that corner and introduced myself to the gentleman. His name was Melvin, and we stood on that corner for about 3 hours together, braving the wind and the bitter cold. It was so miserable and so uncomfortable, but we really enjoyed each other's company, and my sign was geared towards encouraging others to help my new friend Melvin. And we were out there, and he very much had one of those experiences where he had lost his job and then his car broke down. So he didn't have income to get his car fixed, and he didn't have transportation to get to another job. So things just kind of snowballed out of control. Next thing you know, him and his family were homeless. And I really was touched by his story. And one of the things he told me that really stuck with me, was he said that in order to be able to stand out there on the corner holding a cardboard sign, hoping that others will be generous with you, he told me that in order to be able to do that, you have to love your family more than you love your own pride. And that really stuck with me. In fact, I did end up getting that tattooed on my arm because I very much believe and appreciate what he said. He really, in order to put himself through that, and through the embarrassment and whatnot, and even just suffering from the weather elements, he was doing it because he loved his family and his family needed help. And it was more important to him to help his family than it was to avoid embarrassment and that kind of thing. So we stood on that corner for a good 3 hours, talked about various things, and shared a lot of good laughs. We had a good time. We occasionally would switch signs, and I would hold his sign and he would hold my sign, and it was really a lot of fun, and he expressed that he enjoyed himself. And one of the things that I think really stuck out to me the most when I was standing on that corner was the complete and total avoidance of eye contact. People would drive by and do just anything they could do to avoid making eye contact with us. And it was kind of hurtful, to be honest. It was like, gosh, wow, they can't even look me in the eye. So one of the things that I always do when I see homeless people, I make sure and look them in the eye so that they know I see them. I see you. You're a person, and give them a nice warm smile and go on my way. But the thing is I'm always looking for additional ways that I can help. And I know that a lot of people, and myself included, are uncomfortable with providing money to homeless people. There seems to be a stigma that, if you provide them with money, they're going to spend it on, booze or drugs. And of course, that's not always the case, but it happens. And so a lot of people are weary about handing out money. So one of my really good friends came across this idea of a blessing bag, and he forwarded it to me the other day, and it's just this most simple, amazing idea, and I really feel like the blessing bag is going to provide a blessing to someone one day. So the theory is you go to the dollar store and pick up some items that you can put in a Ziploc bag, and you carry it around in your car, and then when you come across somebody who is in need, maybe somebody that you see on the corner holding a sign that you really identify with and maybe want to help, the idea is to hand them one of the blessing bags that you have been carrying around in your car. So you keep a bag or two in your car at all times. That way when you come across someone, you can hand it out. So I thought that was a really amazing idea, and especially because I went to the dollar store and got all of these things that are in my blessing bag for just $1, or $1 each. So it's a very, very inexpensive way to help, and I really feel like it can really just brighten somebody's day if you hand them, a bag of goodies. So I'm going to show you what I put in my blessing bags. I bought just a bunch of random stuff, things that I thought someone might, in that position might appreciate. So just a washcloth, a clean washcloth. And then I got these little first aid kits. And now I do want to say, if you want to provide a first aid kit, make sure that there's no medicine inside. Even Tylenol or ibuprofen, you don't want to be responsible for giving those kinds of things to someone else. So the little first aid kit that I picked up here includes an assortment of Band-Aids and then also some alcohol wipes. So the first aid kit. And then just a bottle of water. And then of course some snacks. So I got these little like pretzel dippers with cheese. I bought a bag of peanuts. This is an energy blend, and seriously, this bag was $1. And the protein in peanuts, if you're really hungry, you're having trouble with your blood sugar, having protein can really make a huge difference in how you feel physically. And when you're feeling better physically, it helps you to be more strong mentally. So protein snacks, really good. I also got these little boxes of raisins. I personally don't like raisins, but I think they're a good snack, so raisins. And then, of course, a box of M&Ms. I mean, who doesn't love M&Ms? So, I mean, just snacks and things. And I really wish I would have come across some protein bars. I probably could have found some for $1 if I had gone to the grocery store, but I didn't. So another box of raisins, and that's really it as far as the snacks go. So washcloth, first aid kit, some snacks, a bottle of water, and then a little flashlight. This, as you can maybe able to see, has like a carabiner on it, and it's just a little flashlight with batteries included. So when you're out homeless on the streets, a flashlight can really come in handy, especially just a little one. A lot of this stuff, it doesn't take up a lot of space, so they're not going to be just lugging around, all of this stuff. A little flashlight is, not a big deal to carry around, but could really be a big help to somebody. So, and then I got these a little travel size, toothbrush and toothpaste. This lighting isn't the best, so you can't see it very well, but this is a travel size toothbrush and travel size toothpaste. I also got just some generic deodorant. I didn't want to get some that were geared more towards men or geared more towards women because I have no idea who I'm going to give this bag to. So just, you know, some unisex deodorant there. And then I got a little thing of hand sanitizer. When you're living on the streets, that can really come in handy. Let's see, I got a pair of socks. Can you imagine having a nice, clean, new pair of socks? That's really going to probably make somebody's day. And then I got a pair of gloves. In my area, especially this time of year, it is very, very cold out. So I was hoping that I could find like a knit hat, but I didn't find one. But either way, I put in gloves. So make sure you're paying attention to, you know, what the weather is like in your area, what kinds of seasonal things that might be helpful. And especially if you can get them at the end of a season and get them on clearance, you can buy some in bulk. That way you always have that around when you make your blessing bags. And then the final thing that I put in mine was a handwritten note. And so it's just a little note card that is in an envelope, and I'm sorry you can't see that, but just a little handwritten note, and I put a quote in there that says, "Your current circumstances do not determine where you will go. They merely determine where you start." So I thought that was sweet, and I hope somebody appreciates it. And I stuck a $5 bill in here as well. So basically, put all these things together in a nice plastic bag. I just have a big plastic bag here that I got. Again, I got these bags at the dollar store, and you can't see it, but using a Sharpie, I did write across here, blessing bag. So I'm just going to stick this stuff in here real quick. My water, washcloth, first aid kit, gloves, socks, deodorant, toothbrush, toothpaste, snacks, flashlight, hand sanitizer, deodorant, more snacks, and then a nice little just handwritten note to let them know that you see them and that you recognize them. They're humans, and everyone can appreciate a little kindness. So that's what that's about. And I just put all my stuff in the bag, zip it up. So I've got this blessing bag here, and I made 3 of these. So I'm going to carry them around in my car, and when I happen upon somebody who seems down on their luck or really could use a blessing, it's just going to be easy enough for me to just reach in the back seat, grab one of these bags, hand it out, and be on my way, and hope that that really cheers somebody up. So again, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I hope that this inspires you just like it inspired me. I would love, love if so many more of you would do this. It would be just a wonderful thing you can do to help somebody. And again, get this stuff at the dollar store, so you're not spending a lot of money, you're not going to be out a lot, and you're going to make a huge difference in somebody's day. So it's totally worth it. The other thing I want to mention is pay attention to if your homeless population in your community, if they tend to have pets. Like I know there's a few guys that I'll see around town frequently that do have dogs and they're homeless. So if you have homeless people in your community that have pets, make sure you're also carrying around maybe a small bag of food or some treats, you know, something that the pet can have as well. So that is it. Here's my little blessing bag again. Maybe not so little, but it's got a lot of great stuff in it, and I can't wait to find somebody who will really appreciate it and benefit from it. And I really hope that you guys all do the same. I would love for you to post down in the comments what you have put in your blessing bag. I would love to hear more ideas, so you know, maybe next time I can be a little bit more creative or something. So please also share this video, because I really want this idea to catch on. Again, this was not my idea. There are people out there pioneers who've been doing this already for a very long time, and kudos to those people. I'm glad that their message somehow found its way to me, and so I hope my message finds its way to you and hopefully to your friends and family as well. So if we can all just be a little kinder and hand out a few blessing bags, I think it really could start an amazing thing. So be safe out there and be kind.